Hey crafters, are you looking for an easy card to make for any occasion, whether it be happy birthday, thank you, or get well? Well, we have the card for you. Hi, this is Creative Moments by G. I'm G, and let's head down to the crafting table and let me show you. We have this simple card sketch tutorial to share with you, and I'm going to show you at the end of this video how you can get this. Now, this has the two cards that we're going to make today. On this sketch, it also has a quick link right here that'll bring you back to this video, and then this click will take you to our blog post. So, let's get busy creating these two easy cards for any occasion. On our first card, you need to go ahead and cut an 8.5 by 5.5, and we're going to score it at 1 1/4 and 4 1/4. Now we're just going to bring in our bone folder and give these a good crease. Now on this smaller score line right here, we're just going to fold it back. This just creates this little bit of interest here on this quick and easy card. Now, the next thing you can do is you could create your own background right here. But what we're going to do is we're going to use some beautiful DSP to make it even easier and faster to create. Look at this beautiful DSP or patterned paper. Love these colors. This is a 6 by 6, and so we need to go ahead and cut it to fit this panel right here. And the size of this is 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. So let's go ahead and get that cut. 2 3/4 by 5 1/4. Now you need to decide if you want to cut off the bottom or if you want to cut off the top. And I think I want to cut off the top because I want all this richness right here to be on the card. So I'm going to put it at 5 1/4 and just cut off a little bit on top. Now the next piece we want to cut is this panel right here. And that panel is going to be 1 by 5 1/4. Now we're going to use the back side of this patterned paper. So we're just going to cut it at 1. And then 5 1/4. Now, let's adhere those to our card. And we're just making sure that our borders are even all the way around. Now we're going to put some glue on this panel and adhere it to the front of our card. Now make sure that you stay with us because not only will you get the sketch tutorial, but we have two other cards to share with you. Okay, so here is the front of our card. The next thing we want to do is bring in some dies. If you have a punch that would punch out different sizes, then you can use that as well. But we're going to go ahead and use these nested dies. And these nested dies just create a beautiful label for the front of your card. So let me show you those. We use the larger die and then we use the next smaller die. So we are going to stamp our message right here. And I'm just going to lay down some paper so that I don't get my ink anywhere. And we are going to stamp Thinking of You Fondly, and it comes from this beautiful stamp set, Thoughtful Wishes. We're also going to use this flower. This flower matches the DSP or the pattern paper that we're using. Now we're going to bring in our Night of Navy. Tap, tap, tap. We're just going to stamp it right at the top. And next we're going to stamp some flowers that we can color using our blends. And we are using a new color, Petunia Pop, and then an older color, Parakeet Party, for our green. And now we're going to add this just on top using some dimensionals. Now we're going to bring back in our card, and we just want to center this label on the card. Don't center it on this panel right here. You want to make sure that you have the same distance here as you do here. We're going to see where we want to have it placed, and if you use those dies, you can tell that it lines up right here at the edge. So we're just going to put our fingers right here, and we're going to bring in a tape runner to add our tape. Bring it back in and line it up. And now we're going to stamp a flower on the inside and then a message. Now, remember, when you close this, you may not want to see flowers, or you might want to see some flowers. I'm going to go ahead and bring in a little bit of flower, but the message, I'm going to make sure I stamp it behind this front panel. I'm just going to put Dearest Friend right at the top. I'm going to bring back in my colors. And we have our first easy card to create. Look at that. Look at how pretty that is. Now we're going to take another version of this card, but we're going to turn it into a top fold. So let me show you how to do that. You'll want to take your 11 by 4 1/4, and we want to score it at 5 1/2. This will create your top fold. We're just going to crease it really well. And then we need to cut off a part of this top panel. So bring in your trimmer, and you're going to cut off at 2 3/4. So we have our top panel. Now we have taken some new DSP, and this is called Unbounded Beauty, and it has beautiful colors in it. We decided to use this color. Look how vibrant that is. This is Peach Pie, and we're just going to add that right to the top. Now we're going to use a new stamp set, and this is called Citrus Blooms. to stamp these beautiful oranges. Look at how pretty they are. We already have it stamped, and I'm just going to do a little bit of coloring. We are using Pumpkin Pie, Daffodil Delight, and then our Old Olive. So, I'm going to use the large brush nib. To just go around and color the oranges. Now I'm going to bring in the dark pumpkin pie, and I'm going to do a little bit of shading. Now remember the tip. If this shading is just a little bit too dark, you can bring back in the lighter color and you can go over right on the edge just to lighten that up. And because these are alcohol markers, they will evaporate and lighten up. So I'm just going to go over the edge of that dark pumpkin pie just to lighten it up. And you will see that it just shades beautifully. Now we're going to bring in our dark and our light. And I think I'll bring back in Parakeet Party, the darker color. And the flowers on an orange tree are white, but they have a tinge of pink. So we're going to go ahead and bring in just a very light petal pink and just color them very lightly. Okay, and here we have our oranges colored. Look how pretty that looks. And see the shading lightened right up. I'm just going to cut this out. And here we have it ready to put on the front of our card. Now, once again, we use those dies to cut out these beautiful nested shapes. This time we're just going to add it right to the front on some dimensionals. And then our sentiment will go across. Now we're going to add this to the inside of the card, but before we do that, let's go ahead and stamp another orange. We're ready to add this to the back panel. And now I'm just positioning my fingers right where I want it, and I know how wide it is. So I'm just going to put some tape right here. And we are going to put this right on the front, and look how beautiful that looks. I'm just going to set it right in the center. And we use the sentiment from Sweet Citrus. This is another stamp set that we have, and it had this beautiful sentiment: enjoy the sweeter things in life. And we're just going to put that right over the top, just like that. We're going to use small mini dimensionals. Now, another tip, we've come to the end of our little diagonal dimensionals, and so we don't throw this away. We're going to bring in some scissors. We are just going to snip this so that we can use all these little areas right here. And look at how pretty this card looks. So quick and easy. We have 2 cards for any occasion. What do you think about these cards? Take a moment and leave a comment. Let us know which is your favorite. Oh, I started out loving these purple flowers, but now that I have put this one together, it is so pretty. I love this one, but it's hard to choose. Let me know below in a comment. Now, remember I said I have 2 more cards to show you. So, here is another one. Very simple, very quick. This one does not have any DSP. We simply created that top fold, cut off a part of the front panel, added our label. We added a few flowers right there up on dimensionals, and then look at that. We used one of our new background dies and our leaves. So thankful for you. This one is so easy. This one stepped up just a little bit. And then on this one, we created a masculine card. Look at that. We stepped it up by embossing this after we put on our patterned paper. You can tell that it's embossed. We added our image. We used our dies. Open it up. Hooray, it's your day. Now, I did say I would tell you how to get this tutorial. This simple card sketch makes it so easy to recreate this card. Head on over to my blog on creativemomentsbyg.com and then click on the tutorial link and you'll be able to get this totally free. You don't have to do anything. It is our gift to you. Well, Maudie and I want to wish you a fantastic day, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.